10 years ago, Lenovo's Yoga brand invented the very first convertible laptop. And now, to celebrate that, they have created this right here. The very first Lenovo Yoga that isn't a convertible? Yeah, this is the new Lenovo Yoga Pro. Pro is very important. Pro 9i, which is no longer convertible, but also heckin' powerful. Let's check it out, and huge thanks to Lenovo for sponsoring this. Ooh. Before we get started, we need to clear up some confusion that is entirely Lenovo's fault. This right here, in all of the world, is the Lenovo Yoga Pro 9i, except for North America, whereas the Lenovo Slim Pro 9i, which is different than Lenovo Yoga Slim. Totally different laptops. Anyway, we've got two of them though. This right here is the 14-inch, and let's see what it has for a charger. Here we have a 140-watt charger, which is being delivered over USB Type-C. Love to see it. Man, over 100 watts. Type-C, they're actually doing it. And this right here is a very small brick. This has to be gallium nitride. Also here, we have the 16-inch, not Yoga in North America, Pro 9i. Let's see, is there anything else in here? Presumably, if you get an actual production version. For the 16-inch, we have 170 watts, but it is not delivered over USB Type-C. The color that we have here is Tidal Teal, and I do have to say, it looks pretty darn good. Around the side, we have a full-size SD card reader. Excellent start, guys. 2 Thunderbolt 4s, HDMI 2.1. Aha, fact checkers say HDMI 2.1. We also have 2 full-size USB Type-A's, headphone microphone combo jack, a little webcam turn off switch, can you see that there? And also the power button is on the side right here. So normally when you have a small device and a big device, you kind of just repurpose the motherboard for both of them. Now we'll have to take these apart later and figure out what exactly is on the go, but I can tell you for sure, it's totally different on this looking at the I/O. So on this side, we have our power input, USB Type-A, HDMI 2.1, Thunderbolt 4, and a headphone microphone combo jack. Then around on the other side, we have our full-size SD card reader and another USB Type-A. Normally you'd expect them to be, you know, pretty much the same between the models, but here it is just entirely different. I'm rather surprised. Okay, let's have a look here. This feels very good. Actually, let's get rid of the mouse mat. You can get this mouse pad at lttstore.com. Also this water bottle. The chassis is made out of CNC machined aluminum, and it feels like that. This is an excellent feeling laptop, and there's no real soft spots. 16 the same? 16's a tiny bit softer than the 14, but that makes sense. It's a much larger laptop. Also has a larger trackpad. Geez, they're spoiling us. Look at this. Most of the time when you have two laptops that are in the same family, they just sort of cheap out. And so they'll make a really nice trackpad for like the 14, 15-inch version, and then the 17 or a larger inch version just kind of gets the exact same trackpad. Here though, for the 16-inch, they have a bespoke, actually very large size trackpad, and I really appreciate that. Also a numpad. All right, let's have a look at what we're dealing with for specs here. I know for sure that it's an Intel processor because the I part of the 9i means Intel. Here we have an i9-13905H. Oh dang, this is a powerful boy. So 14 cores total, 6 performance cores, 8 efficiency cores, and a max turbo frequency of 5.4 gigahertz. We'll see how she does in a chassis like this. I imagine that the 115 watt maximum turbo power will not be achieved in this machine, which is okay. Here we also have 64 gigabytes of RAM, although it won't tell me what the speed is. A Micron 1 terabyte SSD, Intel Wi-Fi 6E, love to see that. And the star of the show, an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4070. So this right here is up to 80 watts on the GPU, which again, laptop this big is pretty darn impressive. On the 16, the specs are exactly the same. The only difference is that GPU is able to draw up to 100 watts of power and the total system can draw up to 130. Let's have a little look at this keyboard. So there is a 0.3 millimeter dish in every single key, and they seem to be very happy about that. Also, there is 1.5 millimeters of travel, which should be, keyboard's excellent. Absolutely love it. Good job, guys. So the edge of the laptop is round here. This right here has enough palm rest space that my hands can very easily just rest on it, and you don't have to worry about the kind of sharp edge down here. That's because I have the speakers along the sides. Whenever they put it up on the top, then keyboard moves down, trackpad gets smaller, my hands get hurt by the sharp edge down here. But nope, keyboard's up high, trackpad's really big, and I am comfortable. Back to the rounded corners for a second. The only spot that's sharp is down here on the palm rest. It actually is nicely rounded, like up here, where your hands don't go ever. This is gonna be hard to see because it's just kind of plain hard to see, let alone doing it with a camera in a brightly lit set. But this right here is a mini LED display, and it is extremely bright, up to 1200 nits peak brightness. The problem though, and you'll see this on Macs as well, is that there's a little bit of bloom around it. You see around the mouse when it's on a very dark page with a black background around it, there's a little bit of a halo around bright objects. That is just a limitation of the tech and something that OLED overcomes, but then it's not nearly as bright as this. Now apparently this will be better on production versions. This right here is an engineering sample, and they said that it isn't tuned quite perfectly, but I just wanted to point it out because even like, it's a technology thing. You can tune it as much as you want, but at the end of the day, there's gonna be a tiny bit of bloom, but you get all that brightness. This is a fantastic looking display, and it has one of my favorite features, which is color space switching. So say that you have Adobe open, that wants to have Adobe RGB, and it will actually display that to you. Then when you go over to your web browser, you don't have to go in and be like, oh, I no longer want it. It'll just go straight to sRGB. So everything that you're seeing is going to be color accurate, no matter the content, and you don't have to worry about making sure all of that is good yourself. Love it, love that feature. The resolution is 3072 by 1920, and the active signal mode is 83 or 165 Hertz, and it can dynamically change between those depending on what's happening on the display, which is, I was not expecting this to be a 165 Hertz panel. They very specifically tell us that we're not supposed to game on it too much in this, but I want to game a bit. So on here we have Dolby Vision, heck yeah. So that's 0.1 milliseconds response, 0.2 millisecond response time. They put this on a creator laptop and they tell us not to game on it? What the hell are they? I'm opening Valheim. It's a Cottage creation app. Also screen specs, 242 ppi display, peak brightness of 600, but also it gets up to 1200 in small bits, and 10-bit color. While we're discussing screen specs, or continuing to discuss them, the 16-inch model is 3200 by 2000, but otherwise essentially identical to the 14-inch. So we are screen recording at the moment. So take this for what it is, but we're also currently getting 30 FPS. Wow, this character's very weak. It's Paul. You didn't even get his name right. So here we are in Valheim, 1080p high, running at 60 to 70 FPS, which is pretty good. Not as good as I thought a 4070 would be, but it's not a gaming laptop. It's a creator laptop. Okay, maybe it just needed a second, but I am a lot happier now. So turned off the screen recording. The settings were a little bit high if we're honest. And now I'm seeing 95 FPS. That's more in line with what I was expecting. There we go. Mr. Boar, you're getting punched in the face. Actually, maybe I'm gonna die. It's a very low level character. Getting 95 FPSs. 1080p though, so that's kind of lame. Oh, this is so sweet though. Look at this, look at this. There's actually good response times on a creative laptop. It's so often that they have a laptop that's built that's incredibly powerful, and then the screen that they put on it has just loads of input latency or stuff. So even though it is a very gaming capable machine, actually gaming on it just sucks, terrible time. This right here though, oh, it's very good. And I just want to remind you, like, having a high refresh rate display doesn't only matter for gaming. You are going to still have increased responsiveness and the ability to do things way faster in, I don't know, Adobe Crash Simulator 2023. You'll be able to very quickly like move everything around. It's just more responsive in general. Even File Manager, you can notice the difference. I am slightly curious, just how heavy is this thing? 3.7 pounds. So that is incredibly good for the amount of power that we just saw. 16-inch comes in at 4.9 pounds. So this right here, it's getting up there in weight, but it hasn't quite cracked that 5-pound mark. Let's give the 16-inch a run. I'm still shocked that they made completely separate trackpad SKUs for both of them. And on both laptops, the trackpad is exceptional. So it's nice and large, glass topped, and it just, in general, feels great to use. You don't have to like break it in or anything. It's not sticky from the factory. It is just out of the box, a great to use trackpad. The keyboard on the 16's worse. It's not bad. It still is good. Like, it's the same key switches and they're excellent key switches. But there's just a tiny bit more flex, particularly sort of in this middle rightish area. It's not super noticeable, but it's enough to take this keyboard. Oh yeah, right there you can sort of see it. A bit of a soft spot. And it's enough to take this keyboard from the A+, like very easy A+ of the 14-inch, and it's more like an A- territory because it just doesn't quite have the consistency or the snappy feel across the whole thing. That said though, some people absolutely die for a numpad. I personally take it or leave it, but like Josh maybe loves numpads. I don't actually know, but I'm guessing. Well, 16's about the same as the 14. I don't know, I don't need to say anything anymore. Speakers. For the speakers, I did have to turn their Dolby stuff off because it's pre-production. Apparently that doesn't quite work yet. That'll work when you guys actually get it. I do love having Dolby. But what also is in here that I saw while I was turning that off, they have a full-blown EQ. Love to see it, guys. So if this doesn't sound quite like how I want it, I could change it to make it so it is. So on the 14-inch, we get 4 speakers, and the 16 has 6. So let's see if that makes a difference. Okay, that's pretty good, but nothing like amazing. Won't blow you away. Won't make you have to get a Bluetooth speaker every single time that you want to play Crab Rave. Okay. Oh, the 16's better. The 16's a lot better. Okay, here we go. All right, way crispier, way more bass. It does sound like there is some DRC when we got to the drop there, but like, not even in the same league. Oh. 16-inch A+ for laptop speakers, 14's like B+ maybe, somewhere around there. Not terrible, fantastic. Now for the camera, we get a 5-megapixel camera and 4 microphones to act as not only getting my voice into the laptop, but also getting their voices not into the laptop. I think it looks pretty good. Apparently the tuning is pre-production, as is the theme of this video, but it's working pretty well. It's not doing anything dramatic, but at the same time, that's good. It is very simply exposing for my face. Everything looks kind of boring, but in the sort of way where it's good, because you want a laptop to just simply make your face look good. As a bonus, around that, there's also Windows Hello facial recognition, so you don't have to do stuff like typing in your password. Don't have to worry about that anymore. Great. 5 T5 screws later, and we are in. Let's have a look under here. Haha, I found you. Now, one thing that's unfortunate about this laptop is that after it leaves the factory, you cannot upgrade the RAM. But they at least have a decent reason for that. So they have their X Power, which is, you know, your regular software stuff. It optimizes things, blah, 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 blah. But also, there is hardware behind it too. So your RAM chips are right beside your CPU. They are pretty much as close as they can get, which means signal path is a lot shorter, which means it goes faster. In here, we have 6,400 mega transfer per second RAM, which is frickin' rapid. Now for the storage, you can replace it right here, and we have a 75 watt hour battery. Let's see how the 16-inch compares. It's pretty fun that all of the screws are also Tidal turquoise. There we go. Color match screws. That's fancy. Yeah. Oh, this 100% just woke up. Oh, yep, hello. What do you guys think this is cooling? We've got a big old heat pipe right here, and I don't particularly feel like taking all of this off. So CPU's there, GPU's there. Is this all just memory cooling? Okay, yeah, that's all memory cooling. It must be the same as what's right here, but just more chunk. So in both of these, you get a 75 watt hour battery. For the 14-inch, that is awesome. In a laptop of this size, fitting 75 watt hours is darn impressive. What's not as impressive is cramming that into a 17-inch. You can see there's sort of space right here that's sort of underutilized, and sort of space right here that's not doing a whole lot. And also some space right here that fortunately at least has a bit of utility. So we have our first SSD right here, and then if you want a second one later, you can chuck it right there. Nice. Now, of course, this being a product aimed at Gen Z, it means that it needs to be good for the environment as well, and this one right here does not let us down. So this right here uses recycled aluminum, not entirely, but most of it. And of course, the package materials are all nice and good for the whales. What does this do? Do I have a pre-production switch that people normally don't get? Mystery switch. What's the mystery switch do? The mystery malware switch. You'll definitely be getting rid of McAfee, but what you won't be getting rid of is Adobe Creative Cloud, because every 2023 Lenovo Yoga Pro comes with a complimentary 2-month of Adobe Creative Cloud. Overall, I think these are great. It's a creator laptop that has taken the stuff that everyone's learned in the past, like 10 or so years, to make excellent gaming laptops and apply those learnings towards a creator laptop in a way that just makes it better for everyone. Excellent job, guys. Huge thanks to Lenovo for sponsoring this video, and huge thanks to you for watching it. So hit like, get subscribed, and let us know what you want to see next. Just have a great old day.